everybody. How's it going? Happy Sunday/Monday. How you doing, Jaden?
Doing good. How about you?
I'm doing really well. Today we're doing a second Chiptune stream because the first one went really, really well. How'd you feel about that first stream?
Felt like it was a hit.
Was indeed a hit. The theme we're going for today is Jaden's going to be taking some melodies that have been submitted by viewers and then improvising on them live. He has not heard any of these tracks before. This will be your first time hearing, no pressure. What we are going to do, though, is I'm going to play why we're doing this in the first place. We had this idea because you have a friend in your Discord community, Tuki, who sent you a very simple melody, right? And then you improvised on it and made your own song. And it sounded really good. So let's hear what that sounds like first. And then we'll also play the Propagable project, which is pretty funny. Sec. Find it here. All right, so this was the submission that you got from your friend, this short MIDI file here. Right, you got that as a MIDI file.
Yeah, so those were like 3 measures of a song that he had made, and I basically just made like a song out of 3 measures.
So this is what Jay built based on that submission. I really like this part. Yes, you guys are hearing Ben and Marty in the background. I thought I had muted. My bad. So
Ben.
that's...
Cammy.
It's not Marty, that's Ben.
Cammy.
No, Cammy, that's Ben.
Cammy. You.
Close enough. That's his sister. Hey, that's awesome. That's super cool. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. That's awesome. $5. Fantastic. We are still raising money to send both Jaden and his dad to their first ever PAX. We're getting pretty close to the next donation goal. If we hit it, his dad, Kat, and I are going to do a couple cooking streams. It'll be pretty fun. All right, so the next project we did, we could tell he took something really simple there and you made it, you added a lot to it, right? You took 3 measures and made an entire 1-minute long song. I asked people in Discord, hey, can you guys submit some melodies? Thank you. This name is Liam. Appreciate that. It's awesome. And Propagable said, can I give him a copy pasta? And we're like, what? How does that work? But we figured out a way to make it work, so I'm going to show you the copy pasta that he sent to us. So it's the Fitnessgram Pacer Test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues. The 20-meter pacer test will begin in 30 seconds. And we're like, how can we turn it into music? Well, what we did is we highlighted all of the letters in there that are actual music notes, pulled them out, and then added gaps in the spacing based on what the gaps were in the original thing. And some of you that have been in Discord, you may have already seen this, but we're just going to play it to demonstrate. This is basically random noise. It sounds awful. This is the thing that's generated randomly through this text. It is not meant to actually sound good. Thank you very much, Slua. We appreciate it. So check this out. Cover your ears. It doesn't sound too great because it's basically just random inputs. And that's it. So we gave that to Jaden, and I told Jaden, like, okay, this is garbage, right? This sounds awful. You don't need to do this. You don't need to use this whole thing. That would be silly. Instead, just find a couple notes, maybe like 2 seconds that you like, and improvise on it. And you're like, nah, screw that. what did you decided to do the whole thing, right? Just as a challenge.
Use it to my ears.
He turned this around in like 20 minutes in the next morning, so very unfair. All right, so this is the same track. Pulse 1, I think you maybe added a couple notes, but you didn't delete anything to my knowledge, right? Pretty much kept it the same or very close to the same. Anyway, here's what it sounds like. You're the worst. It actually sounds pretty good. You know, it's like nothing like the music that you write that's actually intended to sound like music, but that sounds really good given that the input was actual garbage, and that you didn't delete anything from it. You just made it sound rad. So we do have one other copy pasta today. I don't need you to, you don't need to do this one if you don't want to. But I just, since we're already on the topic of copy pastas, we'll bring this one up. Serpent requested this one. This is the first part of the famous Navy SEAL copy pasta, probably one of the most famous copy pastas in existence. I'm not going to read it, but you can see it on the screen here. We've done the same thing here. We've pulled out the notes, and it sounds like this. And you haven't heard this yet, right? Oh, jam. Oh, boy.
Gotta get my creative mind working.
Yeah, don't stress about it too much. To be fair to the Navy SEAL copy pasta, I think that one actually sounds a little bit better. Like, even if you just took the first 5 seconds of it, that doesn't sound too bad. But that's the Navy SEAL copy pasta. We're not necessarily going to do that. Just another example of a project that Jaden could potentially work on. So what's happened here is that a bunch of people have submitted music, and we definitely don't have enough time to do all of them. It's only going to be a 4-hour stream today. I'm expecting we'll maybe get to 1, maybe 2 songs. So we're going to listen to all of them, and then I'm going to ask you to pick one to start working on that you feel particularly inspired by. And it could be the Navy SEAL one if you really want it to be, you know. And then the plan is that we're going to try to schedule, if not weekly, just a regular Jaden only stream, or I'll still join you as a co-host, but it'll be on your channel. So if you guys want to subscribe to him, I'll post links and stuff in the Discord. Here are the other tracks that people have submitted, and I've done them in order of their length. So some are very short, some are quite a bit longer. This one is from Death Johnson. This is a bass line, so let's listen to it a couple times here. Okay. This next one is from Spiky 4000. So this is actually from a video game that you haven't played, and I'm fairly sure you've never heard the soundtrack for. Have you ever heard of Shin Megami Tensei? Good. Okay, awesome. So he took a song from Shin Megami Tensei and plotted it in FamiTracker. So we actually do have a FamiTracker file for this, which you can start from if you want to make it a little bit faster. And we're just really curious to see if what you end up making sounds anything like the original song, given that he only gives you like the first 2 measures. So this is what that sounds like. Oops, this one, sorry. So I do have the full track for that, and if you do that one, then we'll listen to both your track and the real track back to back when you finish it, just to see how different they are. All right, this is from your friend Tuki. This is another one that they submitted for today. We might try to hold off on this one until your next stream, but let's listen to it.
Intense.
It gets really intense at the end.
I mean, the percussion really brings it out.
That's what I think that would be fun to do. Now, you don't have to do all of these in FamiTracker. You could do whatever you feel inspired to do.
I feel like sometimes using the FamiTracker isn't always as easy as using
Okay, yeah, you do whatever you want in each one. All right, this next one is from, I learned Persona from watching you. If you like this track, it's a pretty good game series musically. This is from Kai Mom. So this is a show. Is it specifically a Finnish or a Swedish show? It's a European kids show, and there's a monster in the show that shows up and it usually scares kids, so it's kind of a creepy song. Here's what it sounds like. It is finished. Gotcha. That might be a bit of a challenge since it's much more atmospheric, more horror themed. This next one is from This Name Is Lame. This is recorded on an actual guitar. It is like a guitar solo. So you would want to construct a song around this, I think.
See, I wish I could play guitar that well, but I don't have the required skills.
Well, it's hard work. It's got to be really frustrating for you being able to hear the music in your head, but when you're using an actual instrument, not being able to perform what you're hearing in your head. Yeah.
Yep. Very much.
This is from Yukupo. This is recorded in a Mario Paint composer. One's a little bit longer, but you get the idea. This one's actually one that I did for my short-lived podcast. It's the intro to my podcast. So actually this one, I'd almost recommend you not do this one since, I did it. And it would be cooler if you did one for a viewer. But if you think about this for the future, it might be interesting because I designed this to specifically end at 25 seconds. And if there's anything you can think of to expand it, that would be impressive. But this is what it sounds like. Okay, that was Post Alert. And then the very last one is, this is from Lisa, so Andrea's sister. And she has decided to give you a special challenge, which is, this is a song from an actual real-life band. The song is called Futuristic Casket. I'm only going to play you part of the song. And I've changed the speed on the song so that it doesn't trigger a copyright strike. We're using it for very fair copyright purposes, right? You're going to listen to it once and then maybe improvise on it. But if you listen to the original song over there later, it's a slightly different tempo. So this is what it sounds like. This will be a big challenge because it'll be kind of outside your comfort zone, I think. Cool.
Then that's not the original tempo, is it?
No, it's a little bit slower. And I can play it on the original tempo for you over there. I just can't do it on stream. So,
Cool.
And any of these, you don't need to fully use the original work. If you just like the bass line or you just like the guitar or there's only one part of it that you want to riff on. Did any of these inspire you? Is there anyone that you want to start with?
What was this one? Oh, yeah, this one.
Okay. Boss, do you want to do that in Family Tracker or do you want to do it in Fruity Loops to start?
All right, that's... Let's do Family Tracker.
Family Tracker? Okay, let me clear out some stuff in the background. Let's just remind everybody what this sounds like a couple times here while I get some other stuff cleared out. This is your untitled. Okay. Okay. Go. Actually, before you go, I have some icebreaker questions to ask you. Because this time, I'm not going to be able to get away with spending the whole thing just yelling at you and cursing at you and stuff. What sport would you compete in if you were in the Olympics?
If I were in the Olympics, well, considering that's a never going to happen kind of thing, I don't really have a legitimate question, but if I were in the Olympics, I would probably compete for yeah, I don't think I could compete with anything.
That's fair. I certainly couldn't. You asked me that question, I'm like, God, I'm at the Olympics. I've done something very different with my life. Notice he doesn't immediately start transposing, arranging the bass line. He already knows what he wants to do with the percussion. Yes, sir. Go ahead. A lot of this is going to be Jaden playing with and retesting sounds, so if you guys have anything, whether it's relevant to music making or not, any kind of side subject that can help keep the conversation moving, that would be fantastic. Do you have any better questions? Oh, there's dubs of it, Jahan? Yeah, so like the rule with the show is that she's Go ahead, you keep doing your thing. Okay, so something that's important for everybody to understand, I did not show Jaden the sheet music that Death Johnson sent me. I just played the track for him, and he didn't like slowly go note by note comparing it to the track to see if he could get it right. He just put those notes in right now, and they were exactly correct. You're the worst.
I am.
Yeah, okay. How much does a polar bear weigh?
As if I know.
Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? Up to break the ice. That's pretty good. Where's my...
What the mouse are doing?
Oh, sorry, bud.
It's fine.
Do you have a favorite decade?
I don't know.
Okay. This list of icebreaker questions is clearly not intended for someone born in 2003. 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s. He's like, I don't have any connection whatsoever to any of those. Northern parts of Canada, it's illegal to lock your car doors in case polar bears walk down the street. Lisa, is your question if he could play any instrument well, like immediately have the talent to play any instrument he wanted? Okay, that was a good question, too. If you could play any instrument, what would it be?
That's a hard question, because there's so many instruments out there.
Are you in a situation where you wish you could just play every instrument?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of the end state for a lot of producers, is my understanding, is you just kind of learn how to play everything. You make a pretty good high school music teacher. At any point when you were first learning FamiTracker, was it frustrating at all to have a tune in your head and not know exactly how to input it into the program? Did you lose any melodies because of that?
Not specifically in FamiTracker, no.
But you've had that problem in, like, Fruity Loops?
Yeah, specifically because I couldn't get there in time.
We all love to play harp. We don't have thousands of dollars sitting around. I think that don't a lot of... Well, I guess if you're a starting harp player, you probably rent one. Are you picking a very specific percussion sound? Okay, continue, do your thing. What is your favorite and least favorite genre of music?
I don't have much preference of either. I mean, I don't really hate any genre.
Really? There's no music you hate?
Not really, unless it's like, unless it's purposely like bad or.
Oh, like grindcore or something?
Okay.
I'll let you work, man. It's okay. I'll handle chat in the meantime. The answer is Wendy's. About to get some Wendy's on Tuesday. and Papa. Big weird hippo creature. So I'll do my best to answer for Jay when it's something I've already discussed with him, but if you happen to overhear me while you're working, you can interject. I don't think that Jaden is specifically connected to chiptunes. I think he's only doing chiptunes because that was the first application you really worked in. Like the jazz thing you did today was not chiptuning at all, right? Good God. Can we hear it? All right. You do your thing, man. If I were in the Olympics, ski dancing. Synchronized swimming. Shot put? Dark Souls? No, I'm not even really good enough at Dark Souls. I'd be pretty good at competitive non-participation. Yeah, I don't think I'd ever be an Olympics guy because I've never felt extreme ambition to like be the best at something or do something better than everybody else. I'm not a very competitive person. Even video games I don't really play competitively. Competed in poetry. Told you guys I did a report on a System of a Down song in high school. Scammed the teacher and told her it was poetry. Here you go. The horse is the real athlete. Yeah, but like being a jockey is not trivial, right? Wait, are you making this percussion sequence different than the earlier one? No. Aerials in the sky. Just the jumping course. You gotta have competitive Pokemon in the Olympics. How do you usually deal with octaves in this? Do you have a keyboard shortcut to increase it, or if you want to do a higher octave, you just manually change it? Oh, okay. Carry on. Now, wayward son. And Andrea always said the same thing. Like, I don't really feel like Pokemon is a good thing. I love that the series keeps trying to hang a lampshade on it, too. It's like, no. Sounds good. Can you play the whole thing right now? I know it's just going to have a... Interesting. So you're hearing the percussion first this time. They keep adding stuff in Pokemon. We're like, oh, the Pokemon love to battle each other. But nothing they love more than to beat the ever-loving shit out of each other. Friendship is magic. Maybe I can ask some of these icebreaker questions to chat. Some of them are pretty bad, and a lot of them are redundant. I asked Andrea a couple of them last night. Like, I asked, one of the questions is, you have an unlimited supply of one thing. Like, go ahead, let me hear this. Okay, keep going. You keep doing your thing, man. It was, you can have an unlimited supply of one thing for the rest of your life. What is it? And Andrea was like, money. Because then I can have an unlimited supply of everything. I'm like, It's a degenerate question. They love breathing fire to the point of harmful burns or poisoning each other for sport. They just faint. They don't die. Yeah. If you could live in any country, where would you live?
Now, does living in a specific country involve knowing of its culture and of its...
Like, do you magically have the ability to know those things?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Would it be bad to say Japan?
No, Japan's a pretty good choice, man. I would pick Japan. I don't think I want to live there forever, but it would be cool to spend like a couple of years there. Unlimited supply of life. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty expensive. It's pretty tough. It's really tough to be a gaijin in Japan too. It's my understanding. Like, it's not a big deal if you're a tourist. If anything, it actually works really well as a tourist. But if you're actually integrating into the culture really well, like, it doesn't matter if you've lived there for 20 years and you have kids there and you speak Japanese, you'll always be a gaijin. You know, the work culture there is awful. You own a smartphone or a computer? Which do you choose? Interesting question. I feel like there's not that big of a distinction. Maybe that was a more interesting question 10 years ago. You could see one movie again for the first time. What would it be and why? This sounds like Castlevania. I like it. You want to watch New Hope again? Really? I watched A New Hope so early in my life that I don't... Like, it's hard for me to conceive of a universe where I had never seen it before. Spirit Stallion of Cimarron. Kill Bill Volume 1. Yeah, like... I would like to watch, and I know that Kat's going to disagree with me on this one, I would like to watch Kill Bill Volume 1, and then always feel like, man, wouldn't it be great if they made a Volume 2? I really like that uncollapsed wave function at the end of Volume 1. Do one of those trademark Jaden pitch slides. Okay. Yeah. Dude, Volume 2, I guess they're the same movie. The reason why I like Volume 1 so much is because I almost always hate Quentin Tarantino's style of ending his stories. I feel like he just says fuck it in a lot of his movies. So Volume 1 doesn't have that problem because he hasn't gotten to the ending yet by the time the movie's over. Oh, what do you think my answer is? I think I've actually said this on stream before, so... It's all one movie. Sounds really good, man. I think it's a tie now between Mass Effect and Dark Souls, actually. I would want to play Mass Effect for the first time because of the story. I remember being super blown away by the plot. And then for Dark Souls, it would be for the mechanics of the game, just when I still didn't know where everything was. Oh, you're solid. Yes. Oh yeah, a new take on Majora's Mask would be pretty sweet. Oh, Breath of the Wild, yeah. Yeah. No, I can totally get on board with that one. That's a game that... It's so huge that the wave function being uncollapsed is really important to enjoyment of it, I think. Like, I can probably wait 10 years and play it again, but there's still stuff that I just know about that game, right? Yeah, that's how I am with A New Hope. If you were immortal, what age would you choose to stop aging at, and why? Do you like youth? Are you like the other SoundCloud artists? Or do you want to be like 40? Yeah, you could put, that's how I would do. It wouldn't be like a one-time thing. If I can just have an agreement to delete my memory of Breath of the Wild every time, that'd be great. Yeah, Undertale. Mm-hmm. It's interesting to think about consumable experiences like that. There are a lot of experiences that get better with repeated interaction. Yeah, sure. I'm with you on that, kind Bomb. 30's the 30 to 40 range is pretty solid. That's fair. I don't think I'd want to be a teenager. What's your favorite cartoon, Jay?
There's a lot of good cartoons out there, but
I won't pressure you. Can you list a few cartoons that you enjoy? Let's avoid favorite. I think that's a danger because it's stressful to have to rank them, right? Just list 2 or 3 that you dig.
Do like Amazing World Gumball.
Gumball's really good.
Adventure Time.
Mm-hmm. Come on, grab your friends. So like regular show?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was a good, Kami? Can we hear what you got so far? Why do you hear the Pulse 2 harmony there before the rest of it? Do you just already know what you're going to do in the other channel, and that's just the one you put down first? It's okay. I'm just really interested in understanding how your mind works.
Don't you just dig that
dope.
percussion?
Oh, yeah, that's dope. I could see this being like a desert theme now. Hey, Plaster, how you doing? You can't ask an artist why. I know, right?
Yeah,
of course. It's the audio file down there.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh wait, you're thinking about bringing in something else? Oh, the same one. Okay.
All right.
Cool. Yeah, you're also allowed, if you're inspired, to combine any of those. If there's another thing, like you could try to fit the guitar solo in there or something. But don't let me backseat you. Just giving you ideas.
Notice how to make my rows go all the way to the maximum rows that they can. I just type in random numbers.
That brings it. Well, 256 is the max.
Yeah, I never.
You don't care
that.
though.
I never remember that, so I just type in.
All right, that's fair. Feeling when you're using specialized software and want to complain about it to someone, but you know nobody who uses it. You see that Reddit post recently that was about you have a problem and you're trying to Google to solve it, and you find a thread from 5 years ago where somebody says, hey, just use this MediaFire link, which is currently dead, and the person replies, oh yeah, that fixed it, thanks. You're like, oh my god. It's like, it's that, or it's you see a thread where there's like 20 people saying, I still have this problem. Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. Yeah, Jaden, can you describe the different columns for what are pulse, triangle, noise, and DPCM?
All right. It's a process. Your pulses are basically like the main sound, if you will, like in a video game.
Like a melody.
Yeah, the melody, basically.
So technically, I think there's square waves too.
Yeah. and you get 2 of them for harmony.
And you play them together. And what's a triangle?
Triangle is your bass sound. No bass buttons this time. Anyways, it's basically like the triangle. The triangle is basically the bass, and that's
basically the bass.
I did not try to go for that.
I think triangle is also called a sawtooth wave.
Yeah.
If the pulses are square.
Yeah. And then you have your noise channel, which can be used as a percussion, but if played normally, just sounds like sound.
It's just literally random noise, but you found a way to turn it into percussion.
Yeah.
And you don't have anything for DPCM in this one, but DPCM is like samples, right?
Yeah.
So like my shitty track from earlier with the constant haze.
Hey.
That hay sound is DPCM. Very, very low quality sample. Continue. Again, if you're just joining us, Jaden is improvising based on tracks submitted by viewers, and he's doing it based on that bass line you just heard from Death Johnson. The second one where you like search for a problem and you find 20 people that have the problem but no one who solved it.
Yeah, I'll keep that.
Okay, sounds good, man. Oh, no, you're great, Lewitt. That is part of the fun of the stream. So I'll try to help him a little bit so you can keep working. The letters, so each column represents a different thing within the individual channel. So for example, if you look in the pulse column right now, the far left side where it says A2, E2, A, as you intuited, is the note. 2 is the octave, and he can adjust that. The value to the right of the A2, E2 it says 0, 1 for most of those notes. That's the instrument he's using. Jay, can you show us what the instruments look like at the top? Can you double click the 00 normal? Right. So you have made a custom instrument that basically uses this is a volume modulation, right? That's percussion. Okay, so like click on one of these. Right, so by using that volume modulation, you're making the note sound slightly different. Can you uncheck the box real quick? Click it again. So you hear the difference, right? So he can make his own instruments, and this is what they had to do back in the day. You can recheck it and go back to work. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, recheck it though.
Oh.
So you don't lose your percussion. This is what they had to do back in the day. This is very similar to what NES composers had to work with. So they had to make all their own instruments using volume modulation, pitch modulation, introducing noise into the channel to try to make it sound more like a percussion sound or more like a brass sound, that sort of thing. Yeah, parts in the orchestra, your timbre. You're great, Jaden. What's this column right here, just to the right, like between the instrument and the effects column?
The instrument and the effects?
Yeah, you see this guy right here? This one right here. What is that?
Oh.
Have you used it very much?
That's, like, I only use that if I have to, like, do, like, arpeggios.
Okay, so it's like an alternate effect. Anyway, these 4 columns on the right, go ahead, continue, are effects like pitch bends, crescendos, decrescendos. You're currently using one for a pitch bend, right? Can you go up to the pulse 2 where you have your little pitch bend? That do-do-do-do-do is only there because of the pitch bend that he has. Yeah. So you can add effects to each note. Thanks, Game Saucer! Hey, that's super cool of you. Thank you. Yeah, you can use it for that as well. The tricky thing with writing music, chiptune music in FamiTracker, is that you can't play multiple notes in a channel at the same time. That's why he has 2 pulse channels, so he can try to get some harmony. There were some cartridge manufacturers. Sounds good, dude. There were some cartridge manufacturers who added extra channels onto their actual cartridge that would plug into the NES, so they could get a couple more pulse channels. The bass line sounds like your phone's vibration. We're getting so close to the barbecue stream, it's going to be fun. I think we're going to try to do a couple dishes that Kat and I already know how to make, and then we're going to try to challenge ourselves with a couple other things. Like the original Famicom had an extra sound channel. Something that Koji Kondo did that was pretty revolutionary is he realized that there's also a sound effects channel that it's not included in FamiTracker by default. So I believe so. And he realized that you don't need to have sound effects playing all the time. I hate you, Jaden. So he would occasionally put music like on the sound effects channel, and it would just not play if you happen to be picking up a sound effect at the same time. So if you've heard that in a game before, a really classic example is the Silver Surfer game. Thanks, Leewit. Appreciate that. No problem. If you missed the first Chiptune stream, we do a little bit of walkthrough of everything with how FamiTracker works also, but we are more than happy to keep answering. You suck so bad, dude. Keep answering questions. Look up the Silver Surfer NES game. It's a trash game, but the soundtrack is super dope. Like, can we hear the whole thing? Sounds good, dude. I dig it. Right. But the soundtrack is dope, but the game is trash. Alright, excuse my backseating, but have you... do you intend to leave this completely empty here? Like between here and your pitch bend?
That's pretty much the plan.
Okay, very good. Do your thing, dude. I need to get my air horn sound effect back. I think I have it for April Fools. Pew, 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 pew.
There are people who watch this stream that would probably
enjoy an air horn sound.
Just saying.
I saw Tukey press it. Here, let me bring it up real quick. I still have my April Fool's profile. I do. Not a fan. All right, keep doing your thing, man. Keep it up. Put on Marstead real quick. Welcome to the Jaden Nico Nation. Welcome. Can you do your best over the top voice?
Hey.
All right, back to business. Continue. Carry on.
Favorite son.
Yeah, let's not do that. I want to see those Pog Champs. Rain down Pog Champs upon me. If you had to eat one meal every day for the rest of your life, what would it be? Taquitos?
That's a fairly good one.
Yeah, French toast sticks. Just for breakfast?
Those are those are like breakfast
Whoa,
things.
whoa, you believe in breakfast?
We've had this discussion before, Dylan. Not willing to have it again.
Yeah, I shouldn't have doubted you. It actually does sound good. Not having the gap there between those sections. Oh, awesome! Thanks,
Hey, that's super
Saucer.
cool of you. Thank you.
use that as my what he just did was fire button. Most of the stuff I have in here is pretty garbage though, right?
Shut up, baby, I know it.
Yumbles. Taco Bell has had...
Oh.
What's
You
wrong?
know you could do this. So you could change the instruments by
focus.
just the numpad.
That's
That's-
easy.
that's
You start
pretty-
using more stuff.
Yay, shortcuts.
That's dope. Hey, Nonovan, how you doing? If you're just joining us, Jaden is currently improvising on a track submitted by Death Johnson. He did not have any of the information for arranging that track. He just heard it and immediately knew what to do in FamiTracker, because of course he does. Open sandwiches. Jay, would you prefer Sonic the Hedgehog or vegetables?
Vegetables.
You hate Sonic more than vegetables?
Actually, no. Switch that option
Okay,
around.
okay, you'd rather have Sonic than vegetables. I understand. I feel like
Sorry, Dad.
yeah. Once you get a sec, Jay, I'll play the original track again for everybody, or you can pull it up real fast. Broccoli the Hedgehog. Okay, let's do it. This is the track that Jaden's currently working from. He had not heard it before today, and this is what he's got so far. You're the worst. Okay, keep going. We are still actively looking to get a Jedi Master for Jaden to give him the training he so needs. He has no formal music training at all. You've been in band like 2 different years, right? Alto sax for 1 year and tenor sax for another?
Yeah, sorta.
What other interfacing have you had with music lessons? Have you watched any YouTube videos, really?
Mm-mm.
Pretty much just how to do FamiTracker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the story from my perspective was I went to PAX, actually. I went to a chip tuning panel, and this guy, Danimal Cannon, gave a really cool intro to chip tuning, and I was like, oh, this seems super cool. This might be something I like to get into. I like music. So I downloaded an app off of the Google Play Store called Pixie Tracker, which you can still get. It's a pretty decent app. And I played around with it for a couple weeks. Now I was like, the music I'm writing is really good. I'm very proud of myself.
And then I came along.
Yeah, and Jaden came along. I go over to Jaden's house, and I'm like, hey, man. You're the absolute worst. I went over to Jaden's house, and I say, hey, man, check out this app. You know, you should play with it for a week, and we'll see what happens when we come back. And I come back thinking, kids, like, what were you, 9, 10? This was like 4 or 5 years ago. I come back thinking he's gonna, have some junk, and I'm gonna show him how to do music. And the tracks he showed me on Pixie Tracker were insane. Like, I was going crazy in the basement that day. You had some friends over, and I was like, can you guys listen to this? Can you guys hear what he's doing? And they're like, oh, I could do that. I'm like, oh my god. Everyone needs to be freaking out right now.
Little bass solo right now. It's just for people to listen.
So understand, okay, whether you get a tin ear or not, I think there's a good number of people in chat that can back me up on this. We talked about this a lot in the first Chiptune stream. I hate you so much. That some of us have an ear for music, but we have no capability to, like, put it down on paper. We can hear stuff in our head, and if we go to put it down on paper, it takes us forever. So, for example, Jaden, this was that track that Spiky submitted, remember? So that is an existing song from an existing game. So he's not even having to be creative. He knows the song, and he wanted to just put it into FamiTracker, and he said it took him as long as it took you to write an entire song to do that 7 seconds of music from a song he already knew. So watching Jaden over here, when you see him just putting in notes like this, like, for anyone else to try to write music, we probably need to constantly listen back to it and play it over and over, make sure it sounds good. He just types it in and then he plays it and it sounds magical. It's unbelievable.
Is this how you do it? Like, do this like 50 times?
Oh, for every note. Do. Yep, yes. Stop taunting me. Get on with your shit, sir. Yeah, watch Jaden write music and me hate him. No, that's dope, dude. I had a friend who would do that when I was in my early 20s. I had a friend who could not represent his joy for something. He had to act like he was angry about it. So, like, if you gave him a cookie and he took a bit of the cookie and he thought it was delicious, he would get really mad and spike the cookie on the ground. Not a very productive way to show appreciation for something, but it was pretty funny.
This is bullshit.
I'm gonna get more value out of this thing, man. Thought it was Marstead only. Yes, I actually have a command that's already doing that. It should be running on the hour, but if anyone wants to pop it, it's !Jaden Nico. JadenNico.com, JadenNiko will take you to his SoundCloud. You can hear everything he's done. We demoed all of it at the start of the last Chiptune stream, but if you'd like to hear it without us talking over top of it, you can listen to some of it right now. It's pretty good. Looks like the command didn't work. Sorry, Jay. Fix it real fast. Womp womp. Huh. No, whatever. There it is. Continue. Carry on. He has a good variety of music. He's not really shoehorned into one particular genre. He's only really doing chiptunes because that's what he started with. Oh my god. He's been doing this, again, he's like an hour into this.
Am I?
Not even an hour. We're coming up on an hour. Do you have any other hobbies you enjoy?
Gaming?
Yeah? What games do you like?
I mean, I like a lot of genres of games.
You won't get judged.
Maybe I'll play some on the streams.
Yeah, no, of course. Once you've got streaming set up, man, you can do whatever. You don't have to just do creative streams. I don't know, you're still struggling with the last level of Cave Story, right?
I actually beat that.
Good job, dude! ! Victory is not on this one, but that'll do. That's hard. I think Jaden said earlier that he would like to learn to play every instrument, which is pretty common for a super talented producer to eventually try to learn how to play everything. What the fucking god damn it!
This is bullshit. This is bullshit.
worst. Do you have a piece of music that you think has profoundly influenced you? Like, is there a song that has really made a difference, or a soundtrack, or an album?
Well, I think probably a lot of the songs I've listened to has influenced me. Like,
Yeah?
just like in general,
You just hear music and...
It's like I've never knew that could be done well.
Is that part of why you were getting kind of excited about trying to do jazz, like for the Go Live thing we did today?
I mean, it was in another attempt I tried to do it.
No, I think it sounds good.
Yeah.
If you need to take a break later, we'll play it again so people can hear it.
We have yet. I sent you another file, Send Tension. I worked a bit more on that song.
Wait, did you?
Yeah.
These are the only three that I have.
I didn't send you it. Never mind.
When you take a break, you can send it to me and we'll play it later.
Alright then.
You've been practicing piano a lot lately, right?
So yeah.
Yeah, you got like a keyboard. Ukulele, you could try that. That'd be a good one. Then you could compose safe advertisement music. All safe advertisement music has a ukulele, finger snapping, a xylophone, and a person whistling. So you get that, you're going to be a fucking billionaire. Keep doing it. Sorry. Look at that long run he did. Like, he just knew what it was supposed to sound like. He typed it all in, he didn't make any edits. Yeah, y'all should totally follow Jaden's SoundCloud, jadennico.com, JADENIKO, or soundcloud.com/JadenNico. We upload new stuff there when it becomes available. Jaden also has a DistroKid profile, which is what we're using to publish his music to other platforms and storefronts. So you can actually listen to some of his tracks on Spotify, for example, if you search Jaden Nico. Is anyone running back? Note hacks, dude. I don't know why I don't just trust you, man. I came into the stream like, he nailed the first one, but can he do it again with other people's music?
Honestly, that was the same thing I was thinking.
You were a little
today.
worried too? No, this sounds good, dude. It took you a couple minutes. Do you want to fake bit this one, or do you want it to just be Family Tracker? I won't make you add really loud bass, I promise. If there's anything you wanted to add on top of it in FL Studio.
Ear like hurting bass. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I like bass.
I know another person who likes bass.
Yeah. Nice. Bass is dope, dude. I classify this as a speedrun. Yeah. He's doing a blind Mario Maker speedrun. You could probably do a music race. If you could find another chiptuner or just producer that's on Twitch, that could be kind of fun. Like, have you both start with the same source track and see what you both come up with. I probably, rather than say do it as fast as possible, just give them both a time limit, right? You only have an hour or something. We actually do have a Mario Paint song that's been submitted. Have you ever messed around in Mario Paint Composer?
No.
We might give that a try sometime. That might help you with reading typical sheet music, because it follows normal sheet music. You suck.
See?
Music YouTubers doing races is a thing. That's funny, Plaster. Yeah. Step 1, have raw intuition and talent. Step 2, compose the song. Too many cat heads. Meow, meow. We do have a keyboard for Jay. I would like to get him piano lessons in town. He'll have a lot more music options in high school. I've been there on the hate it and delete everything. We spent all this time working on this. I'm not happy with it. Right, because you can basically do everything with the piano. And a lot of our favorite gaming composers are piano or organ driven. Uematsu. I could hear that, Spiky. Yeah, last time we had chat name the song after he finished writing it, so if you guys come up with a name for it, start discussing, talk amongst yourselves. What was the worst job you ever had? Doesn't really apply to you, does it, Jaden?
Mm-hmm.
If you had a time machine, would you go back in time or into the future?
I would go, Now would I have to stay there permanently?
Well, I guess give the answer in both cases. If you have to stay there, what would you do? And if you don't have to stay there, what would you do?
Now,
Steve?
if I didn't have to stay there, possibly try and find myself back then, and tell myself some of my errors, and if just encourage myself not to make those errors.
Right on. Yeah, that's reasonable. And then cause a time paradox because you've now undone the reason why you went back in time in the first place. Because now past you doesn't make the errors, so there's no present you to go. That's okay.
Man!
I would go back and punch myself in the face. I don't think that would throw off the timeline too hard. Wait 20 years before you do that. Yeah. I hear that. You've created a time paradox. You've changed the future. I should do it right now. All right. Hold on. Just a reminder. I don't do this every so often. We started the stream by playing some songs submitted by viewers. This is a 4-second clip submitted by Death Johnson. That's all Jaden had. He had never heard it before, and we're now an hour later, and this is what he's got. And again, reminder, you have never done this. You don't have a teacher. You are a super powerful Jedi that has not had you've not been anyone's Padawan. If anyone out there is a music mentor. Sounds super dope, dude. I'm digging it.
I probably is reaching one of those climaxes in a song. What you're going to do there, because that sounds like he's going to get some complete.
Here, it's gonna resolve. Yeah, wanna.
Exactly.
That's good. That's good, dude. Also, you don't have to keep doing this forever. If you feel like, okay, I feel pretty happy with this, we can cap it off and move on to another song too. Or you could do it the whole stream. So do your gig, man. Jaden will be streaming to his own Twitch channel next time. I think it's going to be a weekend thing. I think it's going to be an afternoon thing. It will not be for a full 4 hours. It'll probably be more like an hour or two. I will post his channel once we get it all set up in Discord. I'll make sure to host him when he does it as well. I might still join him as a co-host for a while. Yeah, and if you missed the first one's fantastic. The first one is where we weren't jaded about Jaden yet. We had no idea. I wasn't even sure if it was going to work. I just heard some of his music, and we were all like, oh, that sounds pretty good. He probably spends like 20 hours writing that stuff. And he pops in there and just starts typing, and we're like, what? That's not okay, dude. Get SP from watching him. I can maybe make that happen, yeah. Let's hear what it sounds like. Yeah, that's good, dude. So what are we naming this one? What would you name it?
It's probably something like gotten from another melody dot f
Underscore copy. Yeah. Yeah, right, naming the song. Here, I'll just name it after... I'll name it after the person that submitted it, and we'll try to come up with a name for it later. APSDOIFJ.
Death Johnson's cat. Yeah.
There you go. Death Johnson's Castle. Yeah, that's pretty good. Dope. All right. You want to do a new one?
And let's see what else we have.
Do you want to grab that other track that you wanted to show off?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to play the Go Live song from earlier. Jaden's going to send me this other track, and we'll play through the list of everything else. When did you do this? You did this like this morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And last night?
I realized I needed a mouse.
Soul Purity. God, I don't want to do that. God, I really don't want to do that.
Yeah, I could just take that mouse.
There you go. There you go. Dead. He spent about 2 hours on this morning, maybe? Hour and a half?
That was like the last few hours of just like make sure it sounded good.
Oh, you're just cleaning up? We'll do that in a sec, Retro. For sure. And while he's over there, I'll play some highlights from his SoundCloud. Pretty good. Alright, so this was what Death Johnson submitted. Right. That's all he had, and this is what he came up with in an hour. Pretty good. All right, other stuff that he's published at jadenico.com. This is what he made on stream last week. This is in about 2 hours from scratch. Let me find it. A second, kill the video back here. Don't think I have anything bad in my Discord, but... Oh, it's a Family Tracker file. When did you work on this one?
I worked on this one for a while, and then I abandoned it, and then I came back to it, only to just, like, have it prepared for this.
Nice.
It's still unfinished, though, but,
That's okay, let's listen to it. channel sound. How do you know what you want the noise channel to sound like? Like, I get it if you're in FL Studio and you know what you want the drums to sound like, but I can't convert.
It's hard for me too.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Okay. The noise channel. So you know what you want it to sound like, but you kind of have to work at it a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit more.
All right. At least you're a little human. At least you're a little human. I'll play that one more time.
Is that why you?
Pretty sweet, dude. I'm excited to hear the full track when it's done.
Yeah.
So you've been working on that for a minute. All right, so let's review all the tracks that you could work on. Just finished this one, so I'm just going to clear it out. Well, I'll leave it in there in case we play it at the end of the stream. So this is the Shin Megami Tensei one. We'll listen to each one twice. This is 2 keys. It almost sounds like something getting destroyed in a game, like the boss shows up and like blows up the entrance door. And then there's a theme that plays after it. Come on. This name is lame tar thing. Yukubo. That reminds me of FF9. And I'll remind everybody what the Navy SEAL copy pasta is. Since we're an hour in, I think we'll do this each time you finish a song. I dig it, Yukupo. Okay, so just a reminder, if you missed the beginning of the stream, at one point Propagable asked us, can he give us a copy pasta and can we turn it into music? And we did. We took the text that he gave us, pulled out all the letters that translate to music notes, and then spaced them out like that. And we got a pretty garbage sounding track. Sounds like this. This is just directly transposed. It has no editing by Jaden or anything. It sounds awful. So he gave that to Jaden and said, you can use any part of that. It could just be 2 seconds. If it sounds good, you can write something with it. And just as a challenge to himself, he did the whole song instead of deleting anything. And this is what he came up with.
It's almost like like you did it in a way.
I could hear it as like a little victory fanfare at the end. So Serp shared the infamous Navy SEAL copy pasta, and we did the same thing. And Jaden hadn't heard it before the start of stream today. So this is what the Navy SEAL copy pasta sounds like. Also going to be garbage, right? Because he hasn't used it before. Yep. And then the very last track is from Lisa. This is from an actual real-world band. It is slightly slowed down so that we don't get a copyright strike. But the idea was that for Jaden to listen to it as a special challenge and pick either all of it or one instrument that you like or multiple instruments that you like and try to riff on it. So this is that song. So what are you thinking? Could do that. We could do the Navy SEAL copy pasta. You don't have to do the whole thing. They could also combine too. Yeah.
You said there was already a fan tracker file for this, right?
There is, yes. Do you want to start from that?
Can I see it?
Yeah, sure. No problemo. Pretty fast tempo though, get ready.
Oh boy. I mean, that's You're right, it is a pretty fast tempo. I mean, I tried like once to use a tempo like that, but it was only like for percussion reasons, like maybe double bass kick and such. But
is that something? If you don't feel comfortable with challenging yourself on that live, we could do that off stream sometime, or you could do it for the next one after you get a chance to think about it. I'll leave it up to you. I am thoroughly impressed from the first hour, so we just do icebreaker questions for the rest of the stream. No, I'm just kidding.
I will conquer another.
Okay.
I just need to figure out which one it is.
And again, the next one doesn't have to be in Family Tracker. It could be in FL Studio.
You know what?
That's true. Like, it doesn't have to be that fast. You could redo some portion of it.
To the Fruity Loops we go.
To the Fruity Loops, okay. Go. Fruit those loops. You know, I put the air horn on the Marstead thing as a parody, but it's actually kind of funny. Like, it's kind of actually grown on me a little bit. As long as you don't keep it super loud, you know. I don't think I'll ever put it on the actual stream.
I might be switching between the two.
Oh, that's fine.
I wish there was a shortcut I knew to be able to like go over like one frame. Wait.
Oh, I think there is, isn't there? You can also just delete the old frame for now, right? Look at you being fancy. So what he's doing is the frames at the top, you notice as it was scrolling, it was pulling up multiple different subsections. He's trying to get it so he only hears the beginning, so he can hear it over and over and over. And not Joe Budden volumes. The gunshots. Oh, I didn't realize you could change the frame for each instrument. That's what he's doing right now. So moving like the noise channel. So you can just reuse the noise channel from an earlier frame. Let that run as long as you need to. You can have it running in the background when you're in Fruity Loops if you want to. Also, do you want one of these guys? Or do you prefer the keyboard?
I'm fine with keyboard. Wait, no, not dip. I'm fine with this.
So you're fine with a mouse and keyboard.
Is that stream?
Although I think that the tempos, isn't it in Family Tracker?
Yeah.
It showed in the bottom right. You can also tap it out, but it's the spiky one, sorry. Furthest to the right. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, I see why you did what you did. It says 540 BPM.
I mean, I'll show that off. That'd probably be like something like you need to double click on. But I don't think it'll catch that.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Wow. I have never seen anything in 540 beats per minute before. I think it's just the way that Spiky charted it out. Mm-hmm.
Right now. I'm just preparing my instruments for when the time comes.
Yeah, take your time, man. More chat icebreaker questions. Anyone is welcome to answer this while Jaden's playing around with it. If you could be any animal in the world, what animal would you choose to be?
Bird.
Okay.
Was there something incorrect with that answer?
Not particularly. Animal from the Muppets is a pretty good choice. Is the new Muppet movie any good? I feel like I've never seen a bad Muppet movie. You want this? Okay.
Yeah, just for the drum samples.
Can you keep doing other stuff in the meantime? I have to go find a cable for it.
All right. I had a cable over there, I think.
Okay, good looking at. Excuse me. Can you scoot forward a teensy bit? Thanks. Excuse me. 135? Yeah, that sounds right. See if you tapped it out, if that sounds right to him later. I think we have to do something to get it to trigger though, right? Or I can just plug it in while you're in Fruity Loops. Do you remember how to get this to work in there? The options, maybe MIDI settings. Enable generic controller. Oh, go down to MPK Mini 2. Yeah, that looks like it's accepting it. Huh. I see. Oh, I got it. Bear with us, please. Okay, it works. There you go. Do your thing, man. Cats live. I think that's what Andrea's answer was. She would be a house cat. All of its needs met. If you could choose any two famous people to have dinner with, who would they be?
Ava?
Oh, I'm asking Chad. You do your thing, man. If you're a cat or any animal, really, there's no insurance, and if you're going to be on the wild, homeless, or anything. Right, so you have to, like, specify that you get that insurance. Your reference for how fast a given BPM is in rhythm games. Bear would be pretty solid. Bears are pretty lazy. We had a cool person come in from the local, like, environmental protection group telling us about bears. That all bears do is they just do calorie calculations. Like, does this require more calories than I'm going to get if I try to eat it? So if they see a little tiny dog, they might be like, oh, that's an easy snack. Go for that. You practice any other art form besides music?
I do put pencil on a sketchbook and draw.
Nice. Let's see if you can have some music for your
Dang it.
You could probably draw your avatar for your channel for next week.
To be honest, I don't really consider myself that good.
You don't feel that talented with it?
Mm-mm. I feel like I'm just starting still.
I'd be a tardigrade. The ice is melting. We're gonna be screwed. Tardigrades will survive. The little water bears, those things are adorable. Randall Monroe. Who's Yoshihiro Togashi? I haven't heard of him. Randall Monroe is the XKCD guy, right? He seems like he'd be a cool dude. Marguerite Henry and Mercedes Lackey. I think, oh, wait. Okay, keep doing your thing. If you could have dinner with two famous people, who would they be? Jaden currently plays tenor sax in your soon-to-be high school band this fall, right? You have some experience playing with drums and some experience playing with piano, but all of it is self-taught, right? Anxiety-inducing. It's like what's that? Good.
Wait, what does this?
Oh no! We're talking about the question of dinner with famous people. It's like that episode of Community where Donald Glover actually meets. I'm blanking on his name. Green Rainbow, Star Trek. I have a T-shirt. LeVar Burton, thank you. I just wanted a picture. You can't disappoint a picture. Butterfly in the sky. If you'd like, I could put that in another window, or are you fine with alt tabbing?
I'm fine with alt tabbing.
Okay. Dinner with the Weird Al twice. Weird Al's a really cool dude. Auto translation, auto English. Who's the better businessman or businesswoman? Justin Timberlake or Justin Bieber? Is that really the default question? It's pretty awful. If you were a wrestler, what would be your entrance theme song? Andrew said Roar by Katy Perry.
Ever heard of that song, It Is a Mystery?
No, by who?
I forgot the artist, but, it's...
I'll look it up later, yeah.
It's basically just silly.
Painkiller. I love that song. Do you really want to hurt me at Culture Club? I love you, awesome, Kaiwan. Did you just throw out everything you were working on? That's cool if so. I'm on board. So what's leading you to start with percussion on this one? Your reality with Team Salvato.
I don't know. I'm just starting with percussion because I already know what to do with this.
Okay.
As of now.
So wait. Okay, let me get this straight. When you're playing the percussion back, are you hearing the other parts in your head? So like for me if I already knew what to do with the other two things, I would have to chart them so that I could hear them at the same time with the percussion. So are you telling me that you don't need to be hearing it because you're already hearing it in your head?
Yeah.
All right, keep going. I have a feeling the song he comes up with is going to be pretty different from the Shin Megami Tensei version. If you wanted to Google this to hear the actual full song, we're going to not do that for Jaden because we'd like to see if he comes up with something very different. It's Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. The song is called Amala Network, A-M-A-L-A. I think if you just Google Amala Network, you can probably find it. I'm sorry, Kai Mom.
I have to wait. Oh no.
Did you make it a rock kit by accident? That's okay, just bring up the instruments, right?
It's
Electric 5 is what you're using?
yes.
Okay. Never going to give you up. Someone give me a jelly donut. I'm trying to tone down. If you watch the first stream, I was just sighing and flipping him off for 4 hours. To Robo's theme from Chrono Trigger, which is apparently accidentally the same melody as Never Gonna Give You Up.
Yes.
Yeah, leave it. Hey, Kevin, how you been? Seen ya. Jaden just finished a song about 30 minutes ago. He's challenging himself here with a much higher tempo song than he usually works with. Katamari on the Rocks, yeah. I would do Katamari Love Theme. I love that fucking song. It's the credits theme from Katamari Damacy. The guy sounds like a Japanese lounge singer who's like dying while he's singing. Like you can hear the sweat droplets dripping down his face as he says a bunch of English words. Let's try to spend some money, Jay, and get you some really good like drum VSTs. These are pretty good. VSTs are virtual instruments, and you can spend a ton of money on them. Can I real quick play everyone the track that you're working on here? Like the original inspiration? Right, if you're just joining us, Jaden today is writing music that's inspired by tracks people have submitted. This is a song from Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne that Spiky has adapted in Fami Tracker. Here's what it sounds like. Now that's just the first 7 seconds. It goes on in a very different place, and we're interested to see how Jaden interprets it and how it's different from the original song. And right now, he, quote, knows what he has to do with the bass and the guitar. So he's just trying to figure out a percussion solution and doesn't need to be hearing them at the same time for some reason.
So, Yanhan asked a question, and the answer is, multiple times I've actually tried adding vocals to a song that I've made, and problem is, I don't think I could consider myself that much of a singer, at least good enough to be able to input vocals into a...
Meet your own standards?
Yeah.
I can work with you on it sometime. We're probably going to use that microphone and the sound reverb reduction stuff that I have. I think Jay's a pretty good singer. The fact that he has perfect pitch or something close to it helps. Yeah, thank you all for watching. Super fun. So, imagine that song playing in the background. You hit it one more time. It's fucking insane, dude. I would describe myself as a drummer. It's the instrument I'm probably the best at now. It used to be trumpet. So I can hear drum beats in my head, but I have to be hearing the original song to do it. Can you adjust the gain on the guitar? It's peaking pretty high.
Yeah.
You can do that in the instrument settings.
Hey, that's
Thanks,
super
Give
cool
Saucer.
of you. Thank you.
Yeah, that works.
Or just,
That works. Press it at full velocity real quick. Okay, now let's try to get it into that range. And we're working on the mastering side of it. Dread Killer, I think it was, actually commented. That seems pretty good compared to the drums. Mastering is like a totally different skill set, I would say, from just creatively hearing music and charting it out. Yeah, I can hear it after hearing the whole thing. It's hard for me to follow him while he's working from measure to measure, that he's hearing all the other parts without having the backup of what the song should be sounding like. Mm-hmm. I think I asked Jaden last time, like, do you come up with melodies all the time and just can't write them down because you're at school or something? Do you come up with melodies all the time and just you only really write them down if you happen to come up with them when you're sitting in front of the computer?
Yeah, that and if they actually sound good.
Okay. So we'll get you a tape recorder. All right, more icebreaker questions for chat. To chat, you have your own late night talk show. Who do you invite as your first guest? Is that different from the dinner with famous people question? Have you ever completed anything on your bucket list? Do I even have a bucket list? Nice. What are you planning to pick up, Kevin? See Trevor Noah, Stephen Fry. I'm getting to the point where I'm playing enough video games now that I can start to like see the code, so to speak. See how level design degenerates. But it's nowhere near on this level that Jaden has with no training. Kevin, I can't recommend Rock Band enough. If you can get a good MIDI drum set and Rock Band 4, Expert Pro drums are almost 1-to-1. The only difference is you don't have a hi-hat pedal. The open hi-hat is charted as a ride, but even then you can, if you have a MIDI drum kit, you can map the open hi-hat to the ride. Yeah, you will actually learn how to play songs. I guess it's like Rocksmith for drums. Play more video games. Do you have any on your list, Lewitt? For a bucket list, just do stuff. Just have good experiences. Influence other people for the better, right? That's my model of finding meaning in life, is considering the butterfly effect of my actions on others. Oh, I love the new Tomb Raider. It's very, very well done. Yeah, I'm excited to try Horizon. I really like what I've seen of the new God of War. Okay, it's the hype problem, right? Seeing the ocean. And a Triple Crown. Didn't a Triple Crown just happen recently? Nice. So you can die now. It's got to be a faster. Oh, change all. Oh, okay, so uncheck change all, and then change those back to 0. And then check change all. There you go. Yeah, it just moves them all by the same increment. I love how you're not just like reading the notes. That would be cheating. Bucket list is dynamic. Sure, that makes sense. Put impossible items on bucket list, achieve immortality. Isn't that is it a funny philosophical thought experiment? Quantum immortality. You can't continue to exist in a timeline where you're no longer capable of an observation. So in your independent timeline, you appear to be immortal. Because that's the only way that you could keep observing things. And you'd have no evidence of it happening to anybody else, because everybody else, their timeline can collapse just fine, because you can keep observing if they die. Hey, sir. Welcome back. How you jamming? I think in about 10 minutes we'll take a break and we'll demo back through some of the stuff Jaden already did today. Go grab something to drink, that kind of thing. You've got a lot more to adapt in this one before you can start riffing on it, especially with not just taking it directly out of Femi Tracker. Now, hold on. Can you play what's in FL Studio real quick, please?
I might change to a different guitar.
That's fine.
I don't know.
Yeah, he didn't have to test that to know it was right, and it was right. You know what I'd recommend? I'd just recommend a core massive. You don't have to do it. I just like it. I like my beep boops. I like my synth. I like my square waves. Such a surf. The last one before Pharaoh was 1978. No kidding. Holy crap. Oh, you're good, Isla. I know very little about horse racing. Something I really dig about is human culture, right? The number of things that you can be into. Fenzing has surfaced me. I love that Bill Nye quote that everyone you ever meet knows something you don't. If you could rename yourself, what name would you pick? Oh, I think I like Dylan. How do you feel about Jaden?
I don't mind it.
You don't mind it? I'm trying to think, like, what's the coolest name? It's probably what you would just name your own kid, right? It's not all that different. A lot of almosts. Oh no, leave it. New folder. Good name. Yeah. I'm Dylan Matthias. The final boss of Yoshi's Island. I could hear that. That's one of the nice things about something like FL Studio is that you can plot everything out and then tinker with the instruments to your heart content. You can do that in Femi Tracker as well, but the breadth of different sounds you can get is pretty small. Although it's a problem, right? We talk a lot about how limitations breed creativity. Because Jaden has like 50,000 options in FL Studio, it makes it really hard to just pick one. Bobby Tables. Love that one. Gotta sanitize your SQL inputs. I knew a kid in high school whose name was Brock Knuckles. Like like Nuckles. It's the kind of name where you go to the principal's office and they're like, "No, your real name." That is my. He sounds like he's either a dude. Your percussion choice is dope. Also,
This is bullshit.
sounds like it's the name of a anchorman or a porn star. It's pretty dope, dude. Thank you, Paranormal Echoes. All this support for you to go to PAX, man. What are the top 3 things you want to do at PAX? What are 3 things you'd like to do at PAX? You said you want to meet some streamers,
Possibly.
personalities, try to go to some music panels. You want to see the concerts?
There's concerts.
Yeah, do you remember the one that I had you guys stream when we were there last year? The one with the speedrunner that sits in the couch on the stage? Yeah. Yeah, hopefully they'll be there.
Seems to be a lot of packs. I don't know what I'm going to do.
I think it'll be a fun time. We will be live blogging, live Discording the experience, pictures, that sort of thing in Discord. All right, you have now adapted the original track. Where do you want to take it?
Took some time.
It did. That's okay. It's much harder. It's a lot more notes. Death Johnson's track was like, what, 10 notes total, maybe? Try VR games and see if they make you puke. Yeah. I think, does anyone know how VR is progressing in that area? Like, it's a known problem, right? That it gives people motion sickness. Has anyone figured out what it is or what they can add to make it less bad? Well, that sounds pretty good. I hate when names are already taken. Pretty good. Visual resolution in certain movement modes. Stable frame rates. Get that flamenco guitar. I think the flamenco is good. It might need another, because it's very staccato, right? It decays very quickly. So for the sustains, you might need to clone the instrument onto something else and make it really quiet. So if you made another instrument and just copy pasted exactly the same notes on top of it, you could even use your original electric, but just turn the gain way down. Try turning the gain almost all the way down. Maybe not that much. To the left, maybe? No. And then can you paste your notes from flamenco into that easily? I'm not as FL Studio savvy. Not that I'm particularly Demi Tracker savvy. If you could be any supernatural creature, what would you be and why? It probably has to go a little bit quieter, the electric, you think? Flamenco, it may even need to go up because it's pretty quiet. And then the electric should go down. Try that. What do you think? That actually sounds pretty fucking sweet. Yeah? So where are you going to take it next? What do you hear after that?
I honestly was just like at the point that was pretty much like the main thing was just like to replicate it.
Replicate it? Maybe start thinking about it, and then.
Have you listened to the actual song?
I have.
Hmm.
Take your time with it, no pressure, man. If you want to chart it out in Family Tracker, you could do that too. It seems like you can move really fast through this one. Hey Donovan, how you doing? I heard the couple tracks you were calling out, Spiky. They're pretty dope sounding. Yeah, no, it sounds really good in Fruity Loops right now. Are you restoring the original song? I see.
I feel like that could almost like loop once, then maybe it'll go into something.
Yeah, I could hear that. I would have made the same decision in your shoes. We're pretty efficient at that. About 5 minutes, we're going to take a short break, and we will review the stuff Jaden has already done for this stream. What's the most out-of-character thing you've ever done, chat? Or to you?
I don't recall.
Chiptune Kiss from a Rose? No, scope it. Can you post the link, Chaos? Maybe is the key to add an additional instrument? A Hammond organ? Put Hammond organs in everything. I love myself some fucking Hammond organs. Let's shrink the gain on that a teensy bit, I think.
Just a little.
Yeah. Can you pop it real quick? Let's see. That's good. Yeah. So mastering is still something that Jaden is working on. If you are in chat and either know about mastering or a sound sounds too loud to your ear, like it sounds like it's clipping, please let us know. Jaden actually got new studio monitoring headphones at the recommendation of a commenter on YouTube from the first Chiptune stream to help with that. Drink myself half to death on your 21st birthday. It may have been my first Marstead stream. I felt so shitty. Has 10 LIX Pro monitoring headphones. It's important because they don't boost the treble or the bass at all. So if you're doing production, it'll help you to notice if there's a clipping issue better. Yeah. I think this last Marstead stream worked out okay. I was able to do this fun thing where I would occasionally drop out of character, but just passing out after 20 minutes. Glad you guys enjoyed it. Audio Technical THM 40s. What even is that? Can we hear it? Fuck you! You're the worst! You are the worst!
That requires some concentration.
Alright, let's take a short break. I'm gonna grab a soda real quick. You keep working for a second, and then once I come back with a soda, you can go grab a drink.
Alright.
You notice how he typed all that out without hearing it? I still can't get over that.
I've been said, don't hold back, tell us how you really feel.
So salty. Thank you guys for appreciating Jaden's music. His parents have been taking his talent very seriously ever since we first were messing around on Pixie Tracker. But I've had this experience several times now. Like I remember with Lisa, for example, Andrea's sister. I sent her a finished track. She was like, "Oh, that's cool. Seems pretty good." And then she watched the 4-hour VOD from the last time we did a Chiptune stream. She's like, "Oh my god, need to find somebody at Berkeley or something. Get that kid some training." So that's what I'm losing my mind on, Spiky. Well, none of us had seen the process until the last stream. Like, we just kind of assumed that he was taking 40 hours to do this and very slowly, ploddingly putting it all together.
It's fun to do this, actually, and
Wait, does
just...
that go a little bit forward? This guy?
Just trying to make every the correction that you can against this.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks, Jay. No, I'm just trying to help you out, man. That one's got to be a little bit more to the left, doesn't it? Just trying to help. Trying to actually be helpful for once and not just backseating. Not backseating.
No backseating, Dylan.
Look how he just copied and pasted that. Okay. Alright. All I can think, you must see music spatially. Like, you must be able to visualize intervals. Go get something to drink, dude. You are the worst. I'll take this off your hands. Alright, if you have just joined the stream, just bringing everybody up to speed on what's already happened today. We are taking submissions from viewers of very short melodies, and then Jaden is picking one that he feels inspired by to adapt. We're not going to get through all of them today. Best case scenario, we might be able to do one more after this one that Jaden's currently working on. But this is going to be the start of Jaden streaming semi-regularly. We're going to try to do a weekly-ish, bi-weekly-ish, 1 to 2 hour stream, and he'll probably pick up some of these other tracks here. The first thing Jaden did is he heard this very short 4-second bass line from Death Johnson. The Salieri to his Mozart. I promise I won't kill him. Alright, so that's all Jaden got, and from that he came up with this. And this took him about an hour. Probably be a weekend thing, yeah. Weekend afternoons. It's really good. One more time. I think there's also Chaos. Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre founded a school that's supposed to be a combination of a Bachelor of Science degree, and it's kind of meant for people with the creative spark, because there's a lot of music programs that are for people with a creative spark, but not necessarily a lot of technical engineering, science type stuff, or the other way around. Very few programs that are for both. So it would be really cool to start to pursue once he starts high school in the fall. The other track that Jaden shared with us today was something. Oh, where'd it go? Hold up. That's it. That one's still in progress, right? Excited to hear more from Tension. And what else we got going on today? He's currently working on this from Spikey, adapting it in FL Studio and changing some stuff with it. Yeah, I could hear a Pokemon battle. And what he has from that right now is this. And I hate him. Okay, continue. End of break. Yeah. I think that learning something like Family Tracker, even if it's not Family Tracker specifically, it could also be, what's the, is it LSDJ? Have you heard of that? LSDJ. It's a Game Boy sound chip. A lot of chiptuners really like the Game Boy sound chip because it has a really thick, crunchy bass. Anyway, I think that it's useful to learn to write music in one of those applications simply because of the limitations breed creativity thing. That needs to go way down gain-wise. Tune it down a teensy bit.
I know.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, the organ's really good.
Ready for some magic?
I need to get that clip from The Office when Michael sees Toby and he's like, "No! No, God, no!" And do you see how quickly this happened when I'm like, "Oh, you should do a Hammond organ, buddy." And you're like, "I'll do a fucking Hammond organ. Let me show you a Hammond organ." Yeah, that sounds really good. All right. Yeah, just keep doing your thing, dude.
This is bullshit.
Mm-hmm. No, he totally is. I think he enjoys it. Hey, if we get dope music out of it, it works for me. And some horns in there. I do like this synth on top of the organ. That sounds really good.
Yeah, I didn't actually think that was going to go as well as I thought it
It
would.
sounds really good. Awesome.
Nice.
Oh man, that was like $20. Cool.
They're so cute. Air horns with salt. That's basically what it means.
know what, maybe I should extend this just a bit more.
I'd like to see if you can finish this song, and then I'm really excited to play the original song for you, because yours is already super different from the original. So you keep taking it. If you can figure out a way to, you could also just have the opening riff play over and over with key changes or whatever. That's fine, but just find out new ways to keep, developing it. Looks like a bird. It does kind of look like a bird. Have you seen the people that have done that with sequencing, where they'll make the United States?
I don't even notice it. I just now noticed that.
That's pretty funny.
It's just like the
or like a saxophone. Yeah.
Hold on a second. If you have a file in there, hold on. I want to try.
Cancel. Save. 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 Save.
Save as.
Save. Save. Save.
Sax.
Save. Save. Control S, Control S, Control S. Okay, good. Do whatever you want.
I just wanted to see if...
Oh my god. I thought he was doing it the whole time. I totally lost track of it. Whew, you do have Control S as a muscle memory, right? I've seen you do it before. But we hadn't done a save as yet, so...
Yeah, save as is just a little bit more tricky to remember to do. Because it's the first save, right?
My rage is immeasurable and my day is ruined. Motherfuckers want a key change? Do 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 do. No, that's Jurassic Park.
I know.
Okay. Get in the groove and forget to save. Ugh. Ugh. Losing a save due to negligence is one of my biggest fears. Like that, and missing a flight due to my own error, like waking up late and not making it to the plane on time. Primal fears. Kingdom Hearts port had a bug where saving could cause it to crash. Oh no. This is where the interval's tricky. I see what you're running into here. What do you hear in your head?
Like, I don't know how to describe it.
Okay, that's fine. Oh, yes. If aliens landed on Earth tomorrow and offered you to take you home with them, would you go? Ah, okay. Can you stack notes in, or would you have to make 2 copies of the instrument?
Wait, what?
Like, can you layer notes on top of each other? As though you had 2 people doing it? Do the aliens wear spacesuits? Yes. They're not stupid science aliens that are weak against water and come to a planet that's primarily water. Oh god, you go. I guess you would do this as a pitch slide if this was in Family Tracker, huh?
Yeah, maybe.
Grace notes in FL Studio. I'm not even hearing anything now. He's muted those two tracks. He's just watching where the line is, I think. Yeah, he's just envisioning what it will sound like when it's not muted. Jiminy Jamboree. What's the most so crappy it's kind of awesome movie you've seen? Video games and Sonic 06. I like Con Air. I don't think Con Air is that terrible of a film. It's certainly not great though. All disaster movies.
This is the first time I'm going to try one I'm going to try right now, so...
Okay, yeah, take your time, man. You got an hour and 45 minutes of stream left. And you've already achieved a lot. Oh, you're going to record just to see what it looks like? Do everything. Then you hit play. He'll give you a countdown. I can hit it for you if you want to be ready. You ready?
Yeah, it's probably not the best option. But I know where
But you can see what it kind of looks like now, right? Needs more cowbell.
Yeah. Figured there's going to be a delay on why I record.
Right. You'd have to move it back, and that's a pain. So the shape isn't what's getting you, it's like how it's supposed to fit in, because it's clearly not visible in the 4/4.
Yeah, like off-key notes are tricky to do in Fruity Loops, at least for me.
Off tempo. Like, how do you do a triplet in Fruity Loops?
Triplet?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like, triplet, 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 triplet. Oh, okay. I see. Gotcha. I think you see and hear them, don't you? Like, you clearly can visualize the intervals between notes. Because he did that whole section there just by looking at it. And then earlier, when he was trying to place the thing he's trying to do right now, he had it muted, or he was just moving the rectangles around. Yeah, I agree. I generally dislike questions like, what's your favorite? Just in general. I mean, most things are apples and oranges. I'm much more comfortable asking, hey, name 5 video games that you like. You know, generally their favorite's probably going to pop in there somewhere. Clue's an amazing movie. It's not bad at all.
Notice the highlighted line? Like, that helps me.
To visualize?
Got it, yeah.
1 + 1 + 2 + 1. Okay.
No.
You don't like it?
I did not plan to do that.
Wait, let's hear it again. I know you don't like it. Can we hear it? Can you go back? Just want to hear it. Later, Plaster. Oh, okay. I see why you don't like that. Carry on. Street Fighter movie's pretty bad. So is the Mario movie. That's better sounding. Yeah, I have to wonder too, like, would this have come out if he wasn't messing around in a sequencing application, right? Like, if Jaden was born... It's one of those interesting questions. If Jaden was born in the 16th century, and an older composer was born in the 20th century, or 21st century, like, who would thrive that wouldn't have, and wouldn't thrive? Rocky Horror, yeah. The zombie apocalypse is coming. What 3 people are you bringing with you?
My mom, my dad, and my sister.
Aww. Andrea abandoned me when I asked her that question. She's like... a Navy SEAL, a doctor, and a really smart person. I like what you're doing with it. Andrew's got the right idea. She's like, I want to survive. It's okay. That's pretty characteristic of my relationship with Andrea. Not a fan. Not the biggest fan, I have to say.
I used to tease my friends with this specific sound, Mad Photons, because of how
Awful it sounds.
Yeah. I won't wish the same fate upon all of you.
I appreciate that.
So.
Ratchet requested horns. Can you think of a way to fit horns into this?
Horns. I don't know of really any good horns, good sounding horns that...
Oh, like come with FL Studio?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, we can check Massive real quick. I won't spend a ton of time in there, I promise. Do you have a new... hold on, I'm sorry. This is a new thing you just made? It didn't replace something?
Yeah.
Or is this replacing the Hammond? It's replacing the Hammond. Where's the Hammond?
The Hammond, that could be it. Yeah.
Okay, so now we want to make a brand new one, right? Dun dun dun. Wow, there really aren't any, are there?
Mm.
Some of these are going to sound really bad. You hit it. No, 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 no. Dubstep. Brass, maybe? Toto brass? That's funny. We don't need to do this at great length. I'm just curious if we can find something that sounds good. If you hear one you like, stop me. I'm just picking different brass options here. Cool. No.
Apparently.
The things. You don't like the delay. Brazzers. Get that trap brass. None of these really speaking to you so far?
No.
Okay.
Is that a trumpet?
It's a shitty trumpet, apparently. Where were... I saw brass under generator, right? Alright, Schroeder. We don't need to do that. Okay, we don't need any brass. Just carry on, sir. Do whatever it was you're doing with your life. I know, right, Kevin? This is the problem I was talking about earlier. You could also totally abandon the current riff after this if you think that just sounds like a good intro. If you had another something similar. It's the limitations breed creativity, so it's actually kind of hard to work within the context because that's just one synthesizer and one preset pack for one synthesizer, right? You can really get lost in trying to perfect your sound. That makes it extra hard if you're a perfectionist, I feel like. I do like that V-synth sound.
It sounds exactly the same.
Yeah, do it, dude. Do your thing, man.
Yeah.
Ooh. Can we hear it again? Ooh.
I don't know about either.
Oh, it's not an I don't know about it. I think it sounds good. You got it right. Gotta figure out where it's going next, right? You're doing like a keyboard shortcut. It sounds super proggy. Yeah, absolutely. I dig it. Fucking King Crimson over here. That's how you become an evil scientist.
Alright, let's see. I wonder if I can pull this off.
He says, I wonder if I could pull this off, Spikes. I'm gonna go with probably. I've only had seen you do one thing that you couldn't get it to sound like what was in your head so far, but I think it was just it was an awkward timing thing in FL Studio. That's probably something we're getting a mentor with. That's so fucking thick sounding, dude. It's really good. Ugh.
This is bullshit.
Next, he's gonna do the Pink Floyd cathartic chord progression.
Not that way.
The air horns in the song itself. I'm gonna feed the cats really quick because they are going crazy right now. I'll be back. Scoot forward a teensy bit if you would, sir.
I mean, I scooted the keyboard.
That is not what I need you to do. Thank you. Meow, meow, meow. So hungry. Thanks. Needs more cowbell on the track. Can you add cowbell to it? Just once per measure. Tonk, 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 tonk. What would be the most surprising scientific discovery imaginable? To chat, you do your thing, dude. Thank you for the host, RT. If you're around, how are you? Time travel. You have a really good intuition for like drum vision. How did you develop that? Just listening to a lot of music?
Specifically System of a Down. Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. It was the correct time in the song to start using a ride. Yeah, forward time travel is already a thing. As Andrea would joke, you're traveling forward in time right now at a rate of 1 second per second. God, that's so dope sounding. I hate you so much. Can we hear the whole thing? Boss.
Time is... Oh. It's not even... Huh.
What's wrong?
No, I was just looking at the time.
Oh, okay. This sounds super sweet. I wouldn't mind if you spend the rest of the session just cleaning this one up and going somewhere new with it here. You guys can hear the original song if you Google Amala Network, A-M-A-L-A. Jaden has only heard this opening sequence. Which is the equivalent of this song's like dun 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 dun. It kind of changes entirely after that.
Then there's that
Yeah, do your thing, man. I believe in you.
It's gonna be some challenge, a challenge to be able to make that transition well.
This is a weak icebreaker question. If you could have someone follow you around all the time as a personal assistant, what would you have them do? Personal assistant things? Track my schedule? Like, what answer are you expecting from that? If instantly become an expert in something, what would it be? Playing piano and composing. Yeah, it's actually pretty rough to get good at an instrument when you're aware of how bad you are. It's evil, I like it.
Then sending notes.
The ocarina. I have an ocarina. So I think I know where you're going with that, but maybe you'll go somewhere totally different. There's an obvious bass walk fill there.
See, right now, I just had a melody come to mind.
Okay, yeah, go for it, man. That's awesome. You're seeing inspiration happening live. I was first chair trumpet back in the day. I wish I had played drums in high school. Piano is a really valuable instrument to be able to play well. You can simulate a lot of other instruments with it.
Hey, look, I can also do slides.
Oh. You suck. You suck so bad. You're just the worst. Yeah, it's pretty different from the original song, man. I like it. Mm-hmm. Something that's really valuable about Rock Band and something I've always appreciated about harmonics is that they aim to... That's so sweet sounding. I like it. They get you to appreciate parts of the song that normally you might not listen for. Like, there's a lot of songs that have a super dope bass line that I don't think I ever noticed until I played them in a Rock Band. I was like, oh, wow, it's awesome. Yeah, he sucks. Donovan, do I need to give you a remote salty air horn button?
Is bullshit.
Yeah. Doot. I've been controlling myself this stream, Jay. Remember how much I was backseating last time? I just trust you now. Dude, that Hammond plus V-Synth sounds so good. Whew. Oh, no, for every one time I'm backseating him, I'm holding back like 100 times. Baby steps.
I feel like I could transition off better than what it is. But I don't know how. Because, like, it's pretty heavy at that point.
Maybe there's a measure of just like a sustain or something between the two. You know what I mean?
You might be right on this one, Dylan.
Hey, hey, do 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 do, and then tick, 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 on the ride to establish the little swing and ride pattern that you got going.
People in chat who have placed bets about me being completely right about everything. This might be just one of them.
You're
points.
good, Jay. I appreciate that. That's not a salty air horn. That's a Dylan maybe was slightly helpful for once. Air horn. Yeah. No, I like both individual parts that you have. And I like your intuition to correct here.
There's a no here. It's not playing. I don't know what it is.
What was that from?
I don't know.
Right. Just leave a gap. Do 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 do.
That would be good, right? Highly doubt it.
Do 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 do. Burp. Air horn.
That might be where the air horn.
Yeah, no. You could put a bunch of note echo in the last note. I think you could also resolve it. Do 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 do. Do you want it the bell or the light ride?
1 second, I'm trying to figure out what my strategy here is.
Yeah, take your time. Da-da-da, da-da-da.
But it's like that part, that measures like all the way just hype and stuff.
Right. I think if you have a whole note there, not a fan of that. I don't know what that was. What I hear in my head is do 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 do, and then during the long do, that's when the ride starts going into the next
I mean,
measure.
that's what I was thinking as well, but I don't know if that'll work.
It might even be 2 whole measures of sustain instead of 1. Like there might be an additional gap here of sustain for you to build up the drums.
I cannot be professional at drum solos, so
That's cool, man.
move that back up a bit.
Yeah, I think 2 measure transition's correct here. Because your next bit is super dope. We got to build into it with the drums, I think.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, exactly, Kevin. You want to establish the ride pattern that's going to start in the next section. So I think that to narrow it down, if you go over to the right, let's look at your ride pattern that you have here. Can you start that here? You can stay here too. You don't have to move it, but copy and paste it. Yeah, and put it in the second measure here. A walking bass would be sweet too. Okay. So let's hear it from right where the transition happens. Oh, can you play like the measure before it? Sorry. That might be right. Try that.
I'm gonna do with this. I'm gonna do something with this.
You know why the velocity's so quiet on those?
I changed the velocity.
Oh, I see.
Oh ho! Perhaps I could try some rolling.
Oh, I see what you're doing. If you watch what he's doing right now on the bottom of the screen, he's increasing the velocity over time. It starts quiet. That's probably a good max velocity, right?
Don't worry, I'm doing something. I'm gonna.
Okay, do your thing. I believe in you. I believe in a thing called Jay. Oh, I see. Alright, so I think that in the transition there should still probably be a sustain note, so it's not just... So I don't know, maybe it could just be a bass note, that's fine, but I'd almost hold it out for the entire period, and I'd lower the velocity, I'd almost make it get quieter. Like start with a loud attack, and then lower it. Oh, I guess it does that automatically, doesn't it?
Should I put it out of the last?
I think I'd rather it go all the way or go much shorter, you know? Oh, why is it clipping into the next space now? Oh, I see. Try doing it for just half the length. That's too abrupt. I think it has to go all the way. I think it has to start getting quieter in the second measure, though. Like, it has to go to almost inaudible, but it has to be very smooth. The reason it sounds bad right now is because of the, Yeah, I like that. Can you go doo-doo-doo? I think there should be more than just the bass, too. I think that the Hammond and the flamenco, basically everything else has to resolve in that 2 measures. Then we'll maybe do a velocity decay for those if we can. You can do that, right? You can make it so that the velocity goes, there's a decrescendo during a sustained note.
I've never learned how to do that.
Oh, let's find out.
That would be very helpful in the future, to be honest.
FL Studio decrescendo single note. Can you fade in, fade out piano roll notes? You technically can't. Huh. There are ways to do it, kind of. Actually, I don't think it sounds that bad.
I mean, I think the V synth kind of did like something in that that long gap where it's just like it came back.
Yeah, it releases and then comes back a little bit. That's actually kind of dope. Actually, can you bring the guitar and the electric back for the sustain as well? And maybe you do. Maybe it's not just all sustain. Maybe you do something cute with them.
Gotta have some power chords though. I know my vocabularies.
Guessing the bass velocity on the electric should be quieter there. Like, it can work, but I think it just has to be quieter, because right now it's drowning everything out, right?
Is it?
Can you drop that down here?
I don't know, sounds fairly quiet.
Oh no, the bass is fine. I'm talking about the electric, I'm sorry.
Oh.
The new one you just added. The bass could even be a little bit louder, I think, but you know I'm bad with bass. Yeah, keep doing your thing, dude. I think it sounds good so far.
Ender from the beginning?
Yeah, let's hear it. I think it's really close. I feel like there's one thing missing in the transition measures, but placing what's missing is hard. Good guess.
No. I'm just saying that I basically have the same thoughts.
You agree? Let's hear it consistently from here. Gretsch is the drums. Oh my god, why is it so long? I don't want that in my life. That's what she said. You know why the velocity's starting so low down here?
Yeah, because the last note I had a low velocity.
Oh, I see. Okay. And it's just a mouse wheel to adjust them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thanks. Oh wait, do I have to like be holding something else while I mouse? Ah, I see.
See, Dylan's learning things as well.
Haha, learning is fun. Oh, I'm almost there. I'm hearing it in my head, but I'm having the I can't. I can hear it in my head, but I can't convert it like you can. You're right, but Da-da-da-da-da. No, it's not right. It's gonna be like a heartbeat here, but
That's
getting
what I
it
was
to
thinking.
sound right, yeah. Maybe it's here, actually. Maybe that's what we're doing wrong. Oh my god. No. Oh, it's so close. I can't think of where we're supposed to go. Yeah, we need some flourishes on the drums. You're getting there. Do you have any guesses? Yeah, actually, my first idea was doing a fast hi-hat into the ride instead of it being a ride at the start. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. I think that's right, what you just did, but I think the kick gets louder, right?
So basically the same thing with the ride, like what I did with the ride, just...
Yeah, exactly. But I think there's kicks throughout the whole thing. It's just that these all start so quiet that they're almost inaudible. But I think there's still 2 kicks here, right? Or do you disagree?
Yeah, there's 2 kicks.
And then another one here. Okay. Yeah, and then we'll add some accents to the ride. This is a tough transition. And we're gonna make it work.
Like I said, it's a challenge.
Yeah.
Even I'm in it.
Transitions can be really hard.
Should I just keep it at this?
That's probably fine. It's pretty good.
I feel like in a second, maybe I could make the synths just a little bit...
Like have the synth do something a little different?
No, just be a little bit, more audible.
Oh, sure. Yeah. But it's at max velocity, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, darn.
Get a new synth. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's awesome. Appreciate it, Ratchet.
What do you think?
I think it's good. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Can you do anything melodically here? So it's not just a full sustain? Like maybe it's just the synth? Maybe it's just one instrument, maybe it's just the flamenco or something. Like starting to build into this or something. I don't know. I'm bad at that part. Right now, I can't really allow too much schedule specification for subblock. I pretty much have to do it on Friday. But if you know you're about to get drawn and you might not be available, or you can only be available at the end of stream, just shoot me a Discord DM and I'll do my best to get you in. Oh, that's a good idea, this name. So his idea was having all the sustains hit the note a second time at the beginning of the measure. Instead of it being one long sustain, it's basically 2 whole notes. Right, so instead of doing this, we'll just try it with 1 to see what it sounds like. I like what you were adding there. I like the. What do you think about the 2 sustains? Yeah, I think the ride transition, I think the beginning of it needs to be louder. Like, I think it can start from a lower or a higher minimum. So I don't know if it's correct to just bring the whole thing up. I might just bring the first parts up until... Oh, I see what you did. Okay.
So just you can bring this up a bit.
Yeah, bring those ones up. What a tom pattern would go in there. You're thinking the tom syncopating with the ride in that sequence? Oh, I see what you're doing. Well, now I think we should go back to the... Now that I think about it. Sorry. I think this should just be 1 sustain. Oops. No! Yeah, thinking up super syncopated rhythms is really difficult. I mean, you could have like add a floor tom on top of it. Oh. Okay. I keep wanting to use shift scroll wheel to scroll horizontally, because I'm very used to that. And it makes, instead of it scrolling the whole thing, it scrolls a note. And I keep doing it. Nah, I can't do it well, I don't think. I think the kick should still be there. Oh, I see. Yeah, you're fixing the velocity there. Oh, the time that must have been the crash I moved. I'm sorry. When I was doing shift scroll. Maybe a snare here leading into it. Did it? You like it with a double snare? Yeah, that's better. Yeah. All right. We definitely needed a snare there.
It's been a while. It's been a few times since we just
Hear what it sounds like. I got you. You go. All right, let's consider the transition basically done for now. Keep doing your thing.
We've done too much on the transition.
Yeah, I think that the improved percussion helps. I think you're right about the syncopated toms and figuring out how to fit it perfectly. I'd probably have to be sitting in a kit. I can't think in terms of blocks like this when it comes to drums. Oh, I see what you're doing. I think that's a doo-doo-doo. There's actually two of them, right?
Huh?
Oh, sorry, I'll stop. I was enjoying not being irrelevant, and I got back into backseating. I'm sorry.
I'm thinking of doing for once like a 9 something. I don't know.
What do you mean?
I'll show.
Okay, show rather than tell. Very good. Knock yourself out, Broseph. Mm-hmm.
Wish it was like a splash or something, but I don't think so.
I guess you could add another drum kit to get more options.
Yeah, I'm lazy.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, I see where you're going with that. Need a gong there.
Wait, that was... Oh.
To chat, when you die, what do you want to be remembered for? And what is your most used emoji? What are you hearing here? Aw. Yeah, I think it's :D for me. That's pretty good. That's pretty dope. Yeah, the thinking one's pretty good these days. I hear you. I don't really care to be remembered specifically, but I'd like to feel like my influence on the world changed the life path of a bunch of people that changed the life path of a bunch of people. The company you work for has an OK hand as their logo. Dut, dut, dut on the snare. I think it's dut, dut, dut.
No, no.
Oh, okay, alright, good, alright. Mm-hmm. What is your cell phone wallpaper? For me, it's the default wallpaper. Andromeda, nice. They ran a mobile phone, really yucky. Cake Story main menu, nice. Cake Story is great. Appreciate folks getting that on my schedule. I had never played it before. Really, FL Studio? Really? There we go.
So this is what I mean by that mind measure thing, whatever. It's like a timing kind of thing. Because it doesn't like go like fully like.
Oh, sure. I see what you're saying. It doesn't finish resolving, right?
And then, of course, that's where I had some other thing.
You put something at the end of that happening twice, or
I put something during that second happening.
Maybe with a new instrument.
But yeah, how will this? Any second.
A panpipe. I'll do panpipe. 2 panpipes. 7 panpipes. A bell.
Maybe like something to join the bass.
Okay, I could hear that. Taco Bell.
Sounds delicious right about now, right? So totally not advertised.
I still think it needs more cowbell. Get some cowbell in there. What does Taco Bell sound like? You play it on the thing? Or...
It's not the bell I wanted.
I don't think so.
These are not bells.
No, they're very synth bells.
Bell?
Is there brass in there? I thought I saw some simple brass.
Might have been.
Citrus?
Brass.
Anything good in here?
They call that brass.
Yeah, that's one of the problems with synth.
Mm-mm.
Brass is kind of hard to synthesize. Got a fever. Ew. Could do Bellish 11, that is. There's your music box sound.
Got some weird names for some of these instruments.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. Wait, that's not there. Ow.
Yeah. Cursed bells? You've used dinner bell before, right? That sounds familiar. Well, these are like actively bad sounding. You're trying to get someone to accompany the bass, you said?
That really seemed proving to be much of a...
Could do a lead. Pretty thick sounding. I clicked the wrong thing.
Like I said, strange names.
I can see why that's called Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know why that one's funny to me. What's the bell lead
Bell lead.
under Wasp XT? Wasp XT.
Yep.
Yeah, bell lead.
Bell leads.
That one.
Oh.
Maybe not that. DuckTales. Woo! I like the saw. If you can get the saw on.
Oh, thank you. Maybe that could fit.
Uncle Lena, I'm going to show. It's a pretty good sawtooth. Clearly the answer is dubstep. You gotta like suddenly drop the bass there.
Ooh.
Yeah, that sounds awesome, sir. I wish that we had something like that here. So I always go to the indie deck at PAX, but it's like the smallest section of the expo floor, and the most people are there. Drives me nuts at PAX because like there's so many hardware people on the expo floor that get a giant block of space so they can have like an SUV or a giant statue or something, and it's like, oh my god, there could actually be games here. Awesome, sir. Nice. I got some Moot cards for PAX too. The Moog's pretty good sounding.
But I don't know how these would fit.
Yeah, can you play the section you're currently doing again? I can start to think about what needs to go in there. I hate that.
Sorry.
Go ahead. It's okay. I like the 9 measure not letting it resolve thing, but I don't think it's correct to repeat that section at measure 17, right? I like what you were just doing. Yeah. Nice, sir. Yeah, spec work, right? You'll be famous. So my recommendation would be don't repeat here. You could probably finish the song starting at measure 17. So maybe start moving from this part 13 to 16 to resolving and ending it. Or even find a way to, because again, I think in this case we want the song to loop. So if you can find a way to loop it back to the beginning, that would be cool. Exposure is great for paying your bills.
Max destruction over here.
Working on transitioning back to the beginning. Right. You never know how quickly that working on a transition. What's your favorite item you've bought this year, chat? Oh, I like that. It's a good choice. Reductive.
Wait.
You gonna something?
Nah, I thought I had something, but no.
PS4, yeah. PS4 is a good choice all of a sudden. I remember when I bought one, I was like gritting my teeth. Like, I'm basically just getting this for Bloodborne. You bought any services? Licenses? A really good dinner, maybe? Ooh. Super comfy, silky yoga pants. It sounds way up Andrea's alley. Still can't really justify an Xbox One, but I have to have one because of all the entitlements I have for Rock Band. Y'all dumb motherfuckers want a key change? I like it. That's good. Aw, kitty. Andrew always teases me because I thought that getting a cat would be a mistake. Is it me or something a little discordant there, or is it on purpose? Can you play it again?
This? Just the whole thing in general.
I think it. No, I guess it's right. Yeah, never mind. Disregard. Have you ever been told you look like someone famous? When I wear glasses, I used to get Harry Potter a lot. I had a Harry Potter haircut. You ever get saturation here where you're like, I'm over this song now? Does that ever happen to you? Or do you ever step away from a song and think of something for it later?
No, I just, I don't know, actually.
Bear down. Oh yeah, that's sweet. I like it. If you had dark hair and glasses, you were called Harry Potter. Yeah. Someone you know. Gotcha. One sec, Jay. I'm gonna take this first. One sec. Okay, carry on. What's your favorite tradition or holiday? It's a good one. Halloween's pretty solid. I think Halloween's actively getting better with time. Yeah. Hmm. Oh, can they not stack on top of each other?
Yeah, probably not.
I see. It's a synth thing a lot of the times. If you could commit any crime and get away with it, what would you choose? That's a loaded question. That's kind of a political quarantine question. Skip that one. If you could hang out with any cartoon character, who would you choose and why? And probably as an adjunct, an anime character, probably. It's nice. That's good. I'm digging it.
I will make this work.
Yeah. There's currently no organ, right? The organ's dead?
No, it's still going.
Oh.
Like if you mute it's probably.
Oh, can you just highlight the organ? That's fine. You don't have to mute. Like switch to organ.
Yeah,
Oh, you're my dumbass. I like it going separate from the synth. That's right. Want a moog? Oh, I see. You're trying to mirror the snare pacing there. After this, we should hear the whole song. We haven't heard it in a while.
I'll do that just so. Really turn into something else, dude, man.
What's that?
Is it really turn into something else, dude?
It does, yeah. I think you'll be surprised by the original song too. Maybe we don't loop back into the intro, because maybe the intro is just the intro. Like in a Final Fantasy battle theme, like it's dun 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 dun, and then you never hear that again. That's just to loop into it. So maybe this part just needs to loop, and that's the way we would publish it. I really like that part. Yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. This has been really cool. I try to do this on the regular now. So we're gonna get Jaden's channel set up this week. I'll see if his computer can handle streaming. That would be cool if we can get him a mic and a webcam, so that when the Price family move out, they can do this more easily. And you can stream at the same time I'm streaming and siphon viewers. Oh, nice. I like that. Christmas. Let me see there, because you're an adult, you don't have to only get socks. Well, in my case, as an adult, I love getting socks. I love getting anything for Christmas that I technically need, but dread spending my own money on. I know, right, Tuki? It's fine. Yeah, that's correct, I think. I think it loops from there, right? And then I think you're done. Are you able to set a loop point? Like where it'll loop back to that spot from where you started? Is that what that is? Okay, sweet. Good, dude. You happy with it?
I'm obsessed by it.
Yeah, nice. Let's listen to the whole song once again. Okay, let's do two things. First, we're going to remind ourselves what Spiky submitted. So this was in Family Tracker. Jaden turned that into this. Oh, how do I
Oh my god.
and then we'll compare the original song, yeah. Did you do that? Don't ever do that again. Don't ever do that again. Sweet. Oh, and I can start looping from there. I did not work that way. It'll actually start from the beginning. Okay. Cool. That is super rad. Let's save it. And then let's hear the original Shin Megami Tensei song. Funsies. So basically you just did that second part right after the opening, and then he doesn't, looks like they do another thing here. Then it goes back to looping again. So if you just had like one more section of two things, you would basically have matched this song with a totally different thing. I like how different it sounds though with the same opening. It's pretty dope. All right, and just a reminder for the thing we started with, Jaden had this as an input. Oh no, where did I put my thing? Oh dear. This is what he was provided with. And he came up with this. That's pretty rad. I feel like that song suddenly feels super slow after doing the other one, right? Do you do a lot of tempo shifts, or do you tend to stick with whatever the default you find?
I don't know. I just do tempos.
So I think we'll save the next song for the next stream. We got about 15 minutes left. But I think there's a ton more we can add. So I think we'll produce this stuff, post it to Jaden's SoundCloud. Do you have a preference of Saturday versus Sunday for streaming? You have a preference for the afternoon, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe next Sunday afternoon, probably in the middle of this typical block. So instead of starting at like 1 Pacific, maybe start at 2 or 3. We'll figure it out with his parents and we'll make it work. Thanks everybody for tuning in. It's been super duper dope rad. Let me find... Let's save changes, yes. And thanks to everybody who submitted tracks. Thanks to everyone who's donated to unlock the stream. We do have more tracks to do, and we will work on that on future streams. I'm going to find... Let's see. I guess we could maybe just do sign off if it's still on here. Yeah, let's do sign off. Good night, everybody.
Night.